welcome back to a brand new episode of NH Unscripted. Lucky listeners, I am your host, Ray Dudley. I got the sky blue Nehru jacket on today. Pops my eyes a little bit. We are coming to you from the YMCA-like conditions of the WKXL studios in Concord. My gosh, I can smell the pool chlorine all the way over here. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your transistor radios, 101.9 FM for those beautiful souls of Manchester. So, a few weeks back, this is June, a few months back, I got an email stating that the Winnipesaukee Playhouse had a new AD up there, and I was told to get my button gear and see if I could get him in, talk to him. So this morning we are graced with Bryan Knowlton, new artistic director from the Winnipesaukee Playhouse. Welcome, my friend.
Thank you very much, Ray.
How are you?
I am great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you enjoying your little time up there at the Winnie?
I very much so am. Yeah. It's been a wild little ride the past month.
Coming back,
but yeah, I'm really happy to be back up here. I'm from New Hampshire originally.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm from Portsmouth originally.
Ooh.
And so to be back like in my artistic home and then as well as like my home state is it's really special.
So, for folks who don't know, why don't you give us a little bit of background? How did you get involved in theater? Some of us have some strange stories about how we came about this journey, but fill us in a little bit, and then we'll get into your role there at the Winnie.
Yeah. So in Portsmouth, I had always grown up in being interested in theater. My mom was a dancer and my grandmother was a dancer, my aunt, my dad.
Really?
And so I was always dancing and pretending I was on Broadway in my living room,
Yeah.
And I was introduced to Seacoast Repertory Theater in Portsmouth.
Yeah.
When Roy and Eileen Rogeson were the founders of the theater. And they were my mentors, still are. And they got me involved in the theater. And I started working as a child actor in their youth productions, and then graduated to the professional theater. And then I really loved it. And I really loved dance a lot. And so then I ended up going to school for it at UArts in Philadelphia. And shortly after that, I moved to New York City and was there for 26 years until I moved up here a month ago.
26 years in New York.
Yeah. And it was a beautiful journey. And, I still have my roots there. My husband still is there.
Really?
Yeah. So we have a very...
you abandoned him here? What?
No.
Are we getting a scoop?
So my husband, Brett Hemmerling, he's a magical human. A couple of years ago, he got a job offer to go to London, UK. And so we were going back and forth between London and New York. And then he ended up coming back 5 years later, and now I'm moving. So we've been together for 2 years, and now he's gone again. Or I'm gone again.
Distance makes the heart grow fonder.
It does. We've been
testing it.
We've been together for 20 years, so it's we're used to it.
Yeah.
So
how did you migrate personally from a family that dances to theater itself? Did you perform as an actor? Were you in shows?
Yeah. So when I was performing at Seacoast Rep, I did a lot of musicals there. But the dance part of it always I don't know, it excites me. I still dance all the time and teach all over the world. But it was had such an inspiration to continue participating in art. That's all I wanted to do, I remember when I first moved to New York, all I wanted was a tour jacket, those tour jackets that Broadway people have.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted. And I got a fleece eventually because I was on Cameron Macintoshes all over. But then, my trajectory was to never, ever necessarily go to Broadway. And I just wanted to tour. That was all I wanted to do. And then my career flourished and I started in a Broadway show and then did some film and TV. And so my career told me what to do. I didn't tell what to do. I just did the training and, worked really, really hard at, making sure that my reputation was intact and that I worked hard and was passionate about it,
Did you have a hard time transitioning from New York to New Hampshire? Because they're
They're very different places.
They are indeed. That was my point.
You know, being from here, I think once you're from here, you just know I can't explain it, but like if you're from New Hampshire or New England in general, there is like this community that like is unspoken of, you know what I mean? Like we're all like, yeah, we're from New England, you know?
Yeah,
go Boston Red Sox.
Yeah. Nice slug.
Yeah.
Good drive.
But no, the transition wasn't difficult. This was the right move for me. I've been in New York for so long and I've done all the things that I kind of wanted to do.
Yeah.
And when this opportunity arose, I knew for me that like I constantly in my career want to be of service.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that because I had worked at Winnipesaukee Playhouse for the past 10 years as a director choreographer. So I knew that this moment in time was like a perfect opportunity to work those muscles, to be part of a bigger community and be in the state that I love and be close to my mom and my sister and my niece. And so it was the right time. You know, I feel like I've gotten all the tools from New York to do this job.
Yeah.
You know,
almost to get prepared, you think, a little bit?
Yeah,
I mean,
1,000%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of serendipitous, I guess, then, huh? I mean, how'd you find out about the AD stuff? So,
you know, they send out their newsletter and I still get it as a director choreographer. And I was working on a piece at SUNY Cortland in New York, working for the university there. And I had seen the announcement that Tim was leaving, the former, my predecessor.
LeCoyer.
Yeah. And so I just emailed Leslie, or actually I texted her and I just said, hey, listen, I'm here for whatever you need. I'm not like trying to like do anything crazy, but like if you need anything, I'm here.
Was there an asterisk there like AD?
No, I hadn't really
just parked that right there.
Yeah, it wasn't like that at first. You know what I mean? But then, you know, I thought about it for a second and I knew I later asked her and she said that they were going to do a national search. And she said, once that happens, I'll let you know when that goes out.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I spoke to my husband about it and we talked about it profusely about just like, you know, what that would look like. Is this something that I really want to do? Would I be willing to move up to New Hampshire? Could we make it work? And he was like, Bryan, you are so passionate about, you know, being of service. You should do this, you know, if you end up getting it, you know? So,
dude, that was humble of him.
Yeah.
That was really...
He's a huge supporter.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have like griped and complained. I mean, this is not an easy move.
No, but I think we are both such cheerleaders for one another.
Yeah.
He has a beautiful, successful career at Moody's Investors in New York City, down at Seven World. And
he works in the financial business?
Yeah, recruitment. And so I'm a huge champion of his work too. You know, we both are in support of one another.
Yeah.
You know.
They're two totally different areas. My goodness.
Yeah, very. Yeah. However,
one makes money,
one doesn't. That's been our whole relationship, I'll be honest.
A little inside secret there. So for folks who don't know, can you explain a little bit about what the artistic director does and why you think you're a good fit for that?
Yeah, so the producing artistic director kind of oversees, you know, the artistic vision of what the theater can possibly look like in its you know, programming in its season, with picking shows and programming throughout the season. But it also is sort of like the chief officer of the financials. So I'm the sort of the go-between between the board and the theater itself to ensure the stability, you know, of the theater. I mean, tell me about it.
He wasn't gray when he started.
Oh my gosh, wow. I'm obsessed. Now I'm just going to be fully gray in like 6 months.
Welcome.
Yeah. But I knew, you know, I interviewed, you know, they did a national search and I interviewed basically since the end of January and got the position in May, the beginning of May. And, you know, my financial background with running organizations is, you know, it's limited, you know, but I do have a plethora of knowledge on, you know, what it does take to put on shows, and my education background is huge, as well as the professional. And I have a a career that supports having a lot of great contacts that I can help utilize to help elevate the theater to its
strong.
and also to rate this.
No, go ahead. Finish your thought.
This is like a point in which, the theater is asking for change, and we're doing that together. So I'm really happy to be a part of it.
Hang on to that point.
Yeah.
Hang on to that point. My friends, you are listening to NH Unscripted. I know you're happy to be out of bed. I know I can feel you all the way over here. We are coming to you from the Taj Mahal-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. My God, it's cavernous in here. Cavernous, I say. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your transistor radios. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. Bryan Knowlton, brand new artistic director from the Winnie, is in the house. Oh, I got questions. We'll be right back. Back to NH Unscripted. My name is Ray Dudley. I am your host, and we are coming to you from the laugh-in-like conditions of the WKXL studios in Concord. Yeah. That's an old show reference. Let me tell you right there. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM. With your Sony Walkmans. Bryan Knowlton, brand new artistic director up at the Winnie Playhouse, is here. I love the Winnie Playhouse. I have performed there several times. I've had a ball up there. Everything about it. Well, except when you're seating, and I've had this discussion with Neil. Those seats up top in the balcony, what are they thinking about over in England? What in the world is that about? But it's a beautiful theater, and they do some tremendous shows up there. I mean, really tremendous. So let's talk about Come From Away. Your relationship to that production. And I am hearing tremendous things. But hang on, I got to go backwards. As artistic director, when they brought you on, were you part of this year's selection?
So Leslie reached out to me back in December, around Christmas time, and said, "Hey, we have the rights. I want you to do it." And because Tim had already left. And so she was piecing together what the summer could possibly look like.
Yep.
And it's a show that I've really wanted to get my hands on for quite some time. And oddly enough, I did a chorus line on Broadway.
Okay.
And it played the show in Felt Theater, which is on 45th Street. And Come From Away was in the same theater as the chorus line.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's like this beautiful little marriage. Like it's really cool. And I had never seen it on Broadway, but I had seen the Apple TV movie live capture version of it that happened right during the end of the pandemic. And so when theaters had just kind of opened back up, and I knew that the piece was extremely special, and I was in New York City for 9/11. So it's just a beautiful piece, and it brings such beautiful light to humanity, like, and how powerful we can be when we are working together to help one another. I think people like say, oh, it's a show about 9/11. It's definitely, the theme is 9/11 because of what transpired. But
right.
The people of Gander really like put the human experience to task.
It'd be like saying Titanic's about the Berg.
Exactly.
Come on, it's not.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, the show's getting rave reviews.
Yeah.
Everybody who sees it they love it.
Yeah.
Was there anything difficult about mounting this particular production?
Yes, we all talk about it. The chairs.
You got to see the pictures.
Yeah, it's the chairs. So it's a beautiful piece, obviously, but what comes with it is that it's very simple. There's no spectacle, there's no big moving scenery or anything like that. It relies on the acting and chairs to do the work. And the actors that are in this piece are absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
They go from, being a person that's from Gander to being a person on the plane with a different accent, and then being another person on another plane, and then going back to town hall in Gander. And so their accents are having to shift quite quickly.
Yeah.
So it's really a testament to their acting chops. This group is really remarkable.
Wow.
Such a privilege to be able to work with them.
Were you involved in the audition process for this?
Some of it, yeah. I would say half and half. So Leslie Pankhurst she and I both sort of took on the casting portion of putting this piece together. And she had kind of knew a couple people that she wanted to bring on that have worked with us in the past.
Yep.
And then for those we didn't have, we sort of like collaborated together and came up with this brilliant cast. So both of us are very proud of it.
How many people in the cast?
There's 12.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we have 5 musicians too. And they're on stage.
They are.
Fun. Yeah.
They are.
Yeah. Live instruments.
Are they like
important.
scrimmed? Are they?
No, you see them.
Oh.
Yeah, they're on like a platform. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, this is just professional stuff here. Do you prefer a live band over tracks?
Absolutely.
Music?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Actually, there's 6 musicians. I'm so sorry, but for I've been in this business for a very long time, 30 plus years, and the part of what ends up transpiring in theater is when you have live musicians, those individuals are making that music come to life. Without the music, it's not a musical, right? So you need that part of it, that component of it. It's really, really important. So yeah, it's, I know it's very hard for theaters to produce, shows right now because of just life and, it's really hard. But
and
the musician
money involved.
portion.
I mean, let's be,
1,000%.
It costs to get a real musician in there.
Yeah.
Musicians.
Yeah.
I was glad you mentioned the way you phrased it. I was talking to someone the other day about tracks versus a live orchestra, band. And there's something about that harmony, that synergistic movement of an actor's emotions with the ability of that I'll say the music director who's watching to feel the pulse and the temperature of what's about to happen.
Yeah, it's a dance that everybody is doing together.
We think it just wrote and it's just kind of the music.
Yeah.
But there's actually things happening.
1,000%. What happens if something goes wrong or, somebody, gets hurt or whatever?
What if you just want to hold a moment?
Correct. Yeah.
There are some points in songs where really you want people to kind of be able to, you want that to settle in their soul a bit,
Yeah. And it's that dance, right? That goes between audience, actor, and musician. It all feeds under the same umbrella.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And when you think of it, it's one thing to act, it's one thing to sing, but then you got the music. This ends up being this gift that you hand to the audience.
Yeah.
And you ask them to sit there and let them marinate in it. Can I use that phrase? Marinate. To let it wash over them and enjoy it. They can absorb it, especially a topic like this.
Yeah. We think about music, right? Like with anything, right? If you hear it on the radio or you hear it at your house on a record or whatever, those allude to emotions that bring you back to a time or whatever. You know what I mean? That's the power of music. And when it's live, it can do that. It's obvious, you know what I mean? So whether you can see them or not, it's really important to have them.
Yeah. Are you a fan of the talkbacks and the how did they do that kind of thing? Yeah.
I remember one of the first shows that I saw at Seacoast Rep was West Side Story. And I was in junior high school. And I just remember seeing Anita and being like, oh my God, I want to be her. I remember there was a talkback after with the actors on stage and my brain just was exploding.
Yeah.
I wanted to emulate what they did on stage. I wanted to do that. And so to hear them talk about what they had to do and what they went through to get to the parts and,
It's so good to a background. It's like peeling back a little bit.
Everybody wants that, right?
I know, right? Yeah. How did you struggle with that accent? And, how did you come across that character,
Yeah.
I know how the audience reaction is. How are sales up there right now for the show?
Really great. We're about to hit our numbers, which is great. Yeah. And, right now is, a time where, not everybody's quite up here yet. And we just obviously had Motorcycle Week last week. So, I'm really... There is a momentum and a vibration that's happening at the theater right now, because of all the newness that's happening, and you can feel it. It's palpable. So, and it's happening in our ticket sales too, which is great. So, I recommend people, if you're listening, you should be buying your tickets soon because things are selling.
Won't be many left, I'll tell you. We're going Friday night. It's going to be, and they said they had a hard time they couldn't get 3 tickets together.
Yeah,
my friend who bought them for us. So I'm in some of the gullies, right? Is this? So this show for you, I don't want to say it's like a pinnacle. It's on your bucket list, so right? You want to check it off. Mm-hmm. Where does it sit with other shows for you that you might like to do?
You know, what I love about Winnipesaukee Playhouse is that they emulate artistically musicals that are really interesting and fit under sort of the umbrella of what type of musicals are being produced at the Playhouse, which are really interesting. They are conversation pieces. They like push audience members to have the dialogue after they've left the theater.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
So this piece is following in line with that. And that's exactly the type of work that I want to continue to produce at the Playhouse, you know, in collaboration with the staff and the board and, you know, what the audience members are actually wanting to see too. That's a really big part of it. So we're actually beginning to piece together what 2027 might look like. And so
we're all ears here.
No, not yet.
Dang it. Almost. You know, they are not afraid. I was fortunate enough to be a part of The Graduate.
Oh, yeah.
And that woman went full nudity.
Oh, wow.
Mrs. Robinson, full nudity. They had a little session there before it happened, but yeah, they're courageous.
It's important to be bold, you know.
Yeah, no kidding, right? It's theater. That's the point. It is indeed.
Yeah,
my friends, you are listening to NH Unscripted. Man, things like today are why we get out of bed, ain't it? We are coming to you from the hee-haw-like conditions of the WKXL studios in Concord. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your transistor radios. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. We're talking about what's happening at the Winnings. I told you, time to get out. We will be right back. Welcome back to NH Unscripted. We just happen to be one toke over the line. Sweet Jesus, yes we are. We are coming to you from the Hollywood Square-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. You know I love sitting in that center square. Makes me jealous. Everyone gets to see me. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your transistor radios. Tip the poor kids got the 8 transistor. We got the 16. 101.9 FM for those beautiful souls in Manchester. My friends, we are talking about what we love to talk about here, theater. Bryan Knowlton, brand new artistic director from the Winnipesaukee Playhouse, which I happen to love, is in the house. Bryan, take a look at this upcoming season, right? You've got The Odd Couple, Complete History of America. Wait until dark.
Mm-hmm.
Dude. No one does that.
I know. It's cool that we're doing it.
I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I was in it years in the 80s, years ago. No one does. No one I know does it. Any of these that you're particularly, you got a personal like, ooh, I cannot wait.
39 Steps is a remarkable play.
Uh-huh.
But I also am really excited about The Odd Couple. I don't know. Neil Simon, you just can't go wrong. You know, like...
Do people must say to them, come on, it's been done a gajillion times.
Yeah, but this play is so special, you know, and I'm really excited. We have Rebecca Tucker, who's coming back in to direct. So, yeah, she's directing the piece.
And Nick. Hi, folks. Yeah.
So, yeah, all of the shows I'm excited to participate in with the Playhouse.
So they're not all musicals.
Nope.
Obviously.
Pinocchio is it's for our theater for young audiences.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually a cappella. So there's the actors are singing all the things. Yeah.
Different.
Yeah, I'm really excited for students to see this piece. It's going to be really special, and we just had one of our first production meetings, and it's going to be really, really cool.
Yeah,
I'm really excited about it.
That
yeah,
goes up when?
I believe that's in October.
Let me take a pic. Yes,
I don't have the exact dates in front of me.
Call.
Yeah.
Was that picked in October for because October, Halloween and everything? Or
Well, so we've kind of had this theater for young audiences. So what we do is we have professional actors that are coming from all over the place. It's usually a small cast, but we do it in part of our professional season. But what ends up happening is we have a lot of students from all over the region come to see the show. And so this is a perfect time for the students to be able to come, is that October slot. So it's like, the students already started school. And then there's, of course, Corey Lawson, our director of education. He has curriculum that goes along with the plays. So it's really, it's cool. It's a really cool thing that the Playhouse does.
So it's not just because it could be a scary puppet.
No, there's more to it.
I see. Okay. I'll buy that. I'll buy that.
And then we're also doing White Christmas with the community players, which I'm really excited about. I'm actually directing that.
You are?
Yeah.
You're like, look at
so
the
happy
smile.
I'm so happy. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
It's so camp, but it's so, my gosh. I saw
so
that.
good.
I swear to you, I got chills when I saw it.
Yeah. Rosemary Clooney. I mean,
I
gosh.
know.
Yeah.
I know. So many classic things came out of it to boot.
Yeah.
Holy Toledo.
It's like one of those just iconic mega movie musicals,
Yep.
So beautiful.
Complete History of America. That's a tough one too, right?
Yeah.
Is that a 3-man play?
There are 3 humans in it that are fabulous. We're in rehearsals right now, and we open next week. Can't believe it.
Man, you're not rushing through, huh?
Yeah.
My goodness.
And we have Neil directing 39 Steps, which is great. Neil Pankhurst, one of the co-founders and one of the producing artistic directors.
I haven't talked to Neil in a while.
Yeah.
I should get him back in.
He's around.
At least
you should come and say hi.
Right? Yeah. What is your particular style? I know you kind of... You don't want it to be personal. I get it. You need to play to your demographic and all, but there are still things that you put your own touch to, your own. You want people to share that with you, and you've seen things, you've experienced productions, and you want to bring them in. What is your particular style when you're going to set up a season? Are you someone who's like, well, we want it to be all. I don't know, how would I put this on?
Classics or something. Yeah.
Where do you lean on that?
So, I'm so fortunate that, I've had such a lush career of watching other artistic directors piece together their seasons, but also to watch how theaters operate, and so in that, over time, I've been able to cultivate my own artistic voice.
Good.
Yeah, which is, I think, a great place to be, because it's why I worked for so long, you know?
Yeah.
So over time, what I've discovered is that the majority, because the theaters that I've been working at, specifically in the summer stock setting, these organizations, they can't do brand new shows, right? They can't afford to do it, right? So basically what they're doing is they're doing revivals. And so it's my job as the director and the choreographer to sort of reevaluate how we can fiscally be responsible and create these environments, especially with the newer shows today. I mean, a lot of these Broadway shows, they run on automation, so they rely on big set pieces, and they go from a dining room to a bathroom to a club all within one song. Do you know what I mean?
Rotating set.
Yeah. And, a lot of these theaters don't have that opportunity to accommodate that. So over time, I've been able to really hone in on my artistic voice and utilizing a minimalist approach. So, for instance, Hunchback of Notre Dame, right? A show I did a few years ago. I was like, oh, wow, these bells are really they're really big. And, how can we, be a spectacle without being a spectacle? And how can we reinvent a little bit of what Disney already did, And so I actually did the show down in Portsmouth. And what we did is we hung about 50 pieces of fisherman rope from the ceiling, which is, when you think about it, if you've ever been to Notre Dame, the cathedral in Paris, everything is done by rope.
Yeah.
So I thought that might be an interesting way to retell the story. And so the ropes connected to one each other on like carabiners, and then they would open up and create the environments, but we could use them as bells too.
Picture.
So it's like that type of stuff. Or, I try to accommodate it by like looking at the cast and how can we like not double roles just to save money, but like how can we artistically be interesting to reestablish this piece? You know what I mean? That's our job as artists, is to look at a piece and reinvent it,
Yeah.
Especially if you're doing revivals,
Yeah, which unfortunately more and more they're happening. We can't get,
Yeah.
And you want to reinvent the wheel, but yet you want to put your stamp on it. You want to be original enough so people remember your production.
Yeah.
But yet, let's say like the Music Mirror, everyone knows what it's supposed to sound like. And yet, you kind of want to put your own thing on it.
Yeah, you look at that revival of Sunset Boulevard that just happened with Nicole, and I saw it on Broadway, and it was remarkable. What I think his name is Jamie Lloyd. He basically like got rid of the set altogether, and that show is known for the set that like the living room comes from the top, or the top bedroom with the staircase, and it comes and meets in the middle. And it was no set on Broadway. It was brilliant.
Were you scratching your head at the time?
I loved every moment of it.
How are they going to do this?
Yeah, I loved every moment of it. And he utilized film as a media platform to tell the story, which is so interesting because that's what it's about, is about this film actress.
Yeah.
So it's, that's our job, if we're doing revivals. So
as a director, are you a collaborative director, or are you someone who sees the picture? You know what you want the end result to be, and you need to get there. And so you kind of need to nudge your actors that way. Or do you give them the freedom to like play for a while, and then you maybe rein it in and say, okay, we need to settle here?
Yeah, I'm extremely collaborative. I've always been that way since I was a little kid. And I always say this, and this is sort of the way I lead too, is that it takes a multitude of people to steer a ship, not just one person. There can be somebody at the helm of a ship, but it takes a lot of people to make it all run. You know what I mean? And it just so happens that the title of director happens to be the face of it, but the actors are the face of it too. So for me, it's always been about ensuring that everybody gets an opportunity to have a voice in what gets done up on stage. Of course, I have a vision walking in, and I think that's my job as the director, is to come in with a vision so that then we create the sandbox together. That's really important. Like with Come From Away, very specifically, we did a talk back after one of the performances, and the audience was saying, hey, how did you guys do this? We did it together as a group, and that's what's so cool about art, I know. The collaborative experience.
This is such a team effort.
Yeah.
It really is. My friends, you are listening to NH Unscripted. Ooh, we're getting the nuggets today, are we not? We are coming to you from the Gong Show-like digs of the WKXL studios in Concord. I am not the unknown comic. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your Sony Walkmans. NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. Bryan Knowlton, new artistic director from the Winnipesaukee Playhouse, has graciously offered some time today to talk to us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to NH Unscripted. Yeah, baby, we got the rockin' pneumonia and the boogie-woogie blues. I know you're jealous. 101.9 FM, but for those beautiful souls in Manchester, NHTalkRadio.com is our URL. We are speaking with Bryan Knowlton, brand new artistic director at the Winnipesaukee Playhouse. Bryan, we have mentioned a couple of people up at the Winnie, Leslie, Corey. Tell us a little bit more about all the support you're getting from the various people up there.
Yeah, we have a great team that have been put together to help run the Playhouse. And what I think a lot of people don't know is that there's only 7 of us, and after Tim left, there was only 6, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, this team is a remarkable team. Amanda Dickinson, who's our production manager, and Tom Bailey, who's our technical director. Annie, who's also our development director. All of these people, and Margaret, oh my God, Margaret, all of these individuals are people who care so deeply about the Playhouse and its longevity.
Mm-hmm.
And, as the new guy on the block, it's been so beautiful to get to know them and understand their positions. And this place that I've been coming to for, 10 years, they're the ones who have been really helping push and elevate it and maintain it, They're just really beautiful humans, and it's such an honor to be working alongside them to help make sure.
And they paved their driveway up.
Yeah, RG paving. We'll plug them. They've done a great job, honestly. Yeah, that was Annie's Beast. Yeah.
When you're so now this is your first season up there, and you said that already things are kind of working in the background. You're thinking about next season and all that. How important to you? Are you a thematic play chooser? In other words, are you going to have a theme, or do you it's random, whatever comes to your mind that you want to do?
I think there's definitely going to be the theme.
Yeah.
There's the theme within not just the shows and the programming that are going to be implemented into the season, but it's also the financial aspect of it. I'm new, and that's the great part about being new is like I can go back in and see these financials and look at what shows did really well in certain aspects and certain time periods within a season, any given season. And so that's sort of my job right now, and I'm trying to be thematical about it in that sense, but also in a theme of what we can actually do and produce, you know what I mean? And again, back to the team, we're all talking together, like I'm meeting with each person to sort of get their input, so again, back to that collaboration, it takes so many people to make sure that this place is running operationally really, really well.
What's the demographic for the Winnie? Do you know your average age?
I don't know yet, if I'm honest. It's only been a month. Yeah. I would assume above 45.
Yeah, I would
something
too,
like
probably.
That. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the norm I think for most.
Yeah. It's interesting. That's what's kind of cool about being new up here is like I'm seeing like a lot of the people that are up on the lake, these are their second homeowners.
Yeah.
So some of these people are not here year round. So it's being able to target that audience as well, especially when we're in the lakes region, that is the point of being up here is getting on the lake, being by the beach, going to the arcade, getting ice cream, not being inside.
Yeah.
So, I think that also plays into what the season can look like, we're beholden to the lake essentially.
Yeah. Are there shows you want to do? I mean, you don't have to say that you're going to do them shortly, but are there shows that are on your heart that you, as the feature goes on, you want to bring out?
Yeah. I mean, there are some pieces that I think really fall under that umbrella of the artistic vision that has always been in place at the Playhouse, which is, themes that push the boundary a little bit, story-wise. And then, these... I did Mamma Mia the first go around, and our cast was huge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same thing with Chicago and Cabaret. Those types of pieces that are really like that push the envelope a lot. That's sort of my main focus is to make sure that always stays intact. I think the founders did such a beautiful job in ensuring that. You know what I mean? That was kind of the reason why I wanted to come up and play on this playground. So
I got a story for you. So
I
tell it periodically.
Oh, tell me everything.
I was seeing a production of Cabaret, my wife and I, and we're sitting in the audience. Intermission comes. There's two couples behind us, and one of the fellows he turns to the group and he says, "I thought we seen Chorus Line."
Very different show.
Very different show. Yeah.
Very, very,
I'm thinking,
very different.
Okay. He's in for a shock. Gets dark here real quick.
Yeah.
Not Chorus Line. Oops.
No, and a lot less clothing. Yeah.
What do you think will be the biggest obstacle for you as you're looking at? Now you come with fresh eyes, you look at what's going on. I mean, is it sets? Is it money? Is it cast? What do you think? What's your biggest challenge? And I don't mean that to be derogatory. I mean, we all have, every business has some area they might be blind to or whatever,
Yeah.
What do you think is your biggest
I think that that's a great word. It's a challenge. I don't take it in a derogatory sense. You know what I mean? Good. I think of these, cultivating new donors and, making sure that we can have bigger casts. Those are the challenges that I think are going to be the things that I'm up against, you know what I mean, a little bit.
Yeah.
But, again, back to what the foundation of what the theater is, I have such a great network of individuals here. And I also have a great network of individuals across the nation, of places that I've worked at that I can rely on and utilize, as we move forward. But I think right now, if I'm honest, we're looking at the arts not really being funded extremely well from the powers that be. Unfortunately, it's not political or anything like that. It's just that, the arts aren't getting funded. You know what I mean? So there's this sort of grassroots kind of vibe that's happening within the arts right now where we're all having to kind of put our boots on the ground and everybody work together, And, Winnie wants to be a part of that. We're contacting all the theaters within the state of New Hampshire, the professional theaters, and we're going to have a little conversation in September as to how we can help one another. That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah, it is.
So, I think those are the challenges, I
think people forget, we see ticket sale prices and obviously they're climbing, and you have a really difficult problem here because how do you keep your ticket sales low enough so people want to go, not so high that you're going to turn them off, but yet you can't raise all your money on ticket sales, so you can't blow that number out.
No, it's interesting. There used to be this model of 60-40, and that model doesn't work anymore.
I believe that.
Yeah, and so people are having to reconfigure, you know what I mean? Yeah. And very specifically, and Leslie and myself and other individuals and other theaters that I've spoken to, there used to be this, you could rely on ticket sales and see what was happening.
Right.
People aren't buying tickets until an hour before the show.
I believe that.
Yeah, since the pandemic, it's totally shifted. So you don't know what you're going to get,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And you can't.
And it's a gamble no matter what way you look at it.
I know it is, really. And the problem here, part of the problem too is you don't want to cannibalize your audience, right?
No.
There are other theaters in the area,
and
you try not to cannibalize the audience. And you're all fighting for the same advertising dollars.
Yeah. It's a big pot, But I think the community is responsive, and they want this theater to have a long lifespan. So we're very, very fortunate in that world.
Does your role oversee, are you kind of the community and the education too?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
You have all of that?
Well, we have obviously directors of each department, but I kind of oversee, like I said, I'm the chief officer overseeing everybody's thing, Back to kind of what you were saying about each theater is different or whatever. We're very specific, you know what I mean? We have this really cool niche where we have education, community theater, and professional all under the same umbrella.
Right.
I can't think of any other organization that does exactly what we do anywhere in the United States. You know what I mean? And we should,
big statement.
People, it's specific, you know what I mean?
Right.
And we're providing programming that is very different than, Algonquin Playhouse, who does professional season, and then they rent out another space in Portsmouth, and they do remarkable work. They're getting Broadway stars and stuff. That's not what we can do. But the thing that we can do is you could see, I don't know if you have a kid or if not, you could have one kid grow up in the education, participate in community, and then participate in professional.
Yeah,
that's pretty remarkable.
Their parents could be in community, right?
Exactly.
And it's a family event now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Ryan,
thank you so much for having me.
It's so good to have you.
Thank you.
My friends, you've been listening to NH Unscripted. We are coming to you from the spa-like conditions of the WKXL studios in Concord. A little bit lower. It's perfect. 1450 AM, 103.9 FM on your Sony Walkmans, 101.9 FM for those beautiful souls in Manchester. NHTalkRadio.com is our... Listen, folks, go out to dinner, go out to lunch, and then go see a play. Go up to the Winnie. Come on, it's not that far. You'll love it. Trust me, it's a beautiful theater. Quintessential New Hampshire. All right, thank you. Brian, thank you, sir.
Thank you.